So we are discussing the packages. So package is nothing but it's a collection of classes and interfaces. So a class consists of class members. So the class members are either variables or methods. So the package is nothing but a collection of classes. Simply, the package is nothing but a collection of classes. So there are two types of packages available. First one is predefined packages. Second one is user defined packages. We have two types of packages. First one, user defined packages. Second one, predefined packages. So the packages can be created by user. Whenever required, we can create the packages. Those type of packages are known as user defined packages. And then already in Java library, we have so many packages. So we can import the packages. And then we have seen the importing of packages to our programs. So whenever a class is required, whenever a predefined class is required or predefined method is required, we will import that class into our program. So importing can be done at the starting of the program. So we will use the keyword import. We will use the keyword import. And then we have seen the syntax also. Syntax for importing the packages. So for example, import java.util. Asterisk. Asterisk means all the classes available in the package util will be imported to our program. So if you know the class name means you can give the class name Java import java.util. Some class name arrays. Like that you can, if you know the class name, you can give the class name. If you don't know the class name, you can import the all the packages from the util. So we will use the asterisk symbol to import the all the packages from that package. So this is all about the basic syntaxes. And then we have seen the some name spacing also. Package name spacing. That means how do you identify the packages? How do you identify a class from a package? So a package has some sub packages. So if you create a package means the package consists of another package, sub package. So in general, packages can follow the uh, hierarchy of the data. That means hierarchy of packages. So if you define a package Java is a package. Then in this package, we consist of so many sub packages, So all the sub packages can be named as, for example, import. So Java is a package. In this package, util is a sub package. Util is a sub package. Not suppose array. Array is a class name. So here Java is a main package. Util is a sub package. Array is a class name. So array is a class defined in the package util. Util is a sub package of Java. So Java is a main package. Like that we have import javax dot swings dot asterisk. So like that we have so many packages, predefined packages in Java. And then we have seen the user defined packages also. So how do you define a user defined package? The syntax is you can use the keyword package, check the spelling packeg, package space package name. Package name is like for example Sierra. So the package name should be small letters. We should not keep the capital letter, camel case. We should always give the package name as small letters only. For example, Sierra IT. This is the package name, ends with the semicolon. So this is the definition of the package. This is the definition of the package. If you want to create your own package, you have to follow this syntax. Package name. So and then we have seen some syntaxes also. Let us check this. So this is the syntax: package, my package. This is the name spacing, and then importing the packages into your program, import keyword, or importing the classes in the program. That means if you know the class name, you can give the class name. In spite of asterisk, we can use the class name also. And then in today's class, we are going to learn the user-defined packages. That means you are going to create your own package. You are going to create your own package. So for this, we have some rules. We have some rules to follow. So let us check the rules and create our own package. So the first rule is the folder name should be same as name of the package. So here the condition is whenever you create the class, so the class name and file name should be same. So that is the condition in creating the classes. The class name and file name should be match. Same here. The folder name, package means folder. Package means folder. Package means collection of some files. Collection of some files. So that files will be stored in a folder directory. We can call the directory structure. So the folder name and the package name should be same. So here package name as well as folder name should be same. So what is the folder that we will see now? Then create the desired class required to import it. Save it in the folder. So first, whenever you want to create your own package, first of all, you have to create the folder. So you know the creation of the folder. Right click, new folder. If you let us so I will share the entire screen. So here, do you want to create the new folder? Means you will click on right click, then you will get the new. You will click on new, here folder. So here no new folder is created. So the first rule is whenever you create a folder, the folder name should be equal to the package name. So for suppose package name is CRRIT. Package name is CRRIT. So the folder name should be CRRIT. The folder name should be CRRIT. So the package, the contents of the package, that means the programs in the package can be stored here. So in this folder, CRRIT. So in this folder, we have to create the files. That means here we have to create the programs. Here we have to create the package. So package is nothing but a collection of classes. So here we have to create the classes. So here we have to save the class files. That means not executable class files. We have to create the classes here. We have to create the classes here. That means we have to create the programs here. So here we have to save the programs. So this is the first condition. Then we have to write the programs there. That is the second point. Third rule is compile the folder and class. That means whatever the programs written in the folder, that means the programs, the classes written in the package has to be compiled. Then the application class should be saved outside this folder in any directory of the choice. So you can, if you practice these things, you will get it. So let us practice one thing. Let us check. So today's class, our target is to create a user-defined packages. So let us start the creation of our own package. For example, so we are writing the programs and saving the programs in the Java folder. So in the Java folder, we are writing the programs. So here in the Java folder, I have written the so many programs. So it naturally we'll save the Java programs are saved in the Java folder. So I have saved in the Java folder. So here I am going to create one folder. So now I am going to create the packages. So here I am going to create a folder. So the folder name is my package. So check here, the folder name is my package. So here I am going to create a package. The package name is my package. My package. So click on that one. So here the contents of the package will be displayed. That means the content of the package is classes. So here I have created a class. So check this one. I have created a class. So here to create a class, we have to write the package name at the starting of the program. We have to write the package name at the starting of the program. So it means that compiler can identify that. So this is the package. So this is the contents of the package. The compiler will easily understand this. So this is the syntax for creation of a package. So remaining things are same. So package consists of classes. Packages are nothing but a collection of classes. So here I am in my package, I am going to create a class, public class array1. I am going to create a class. So the class consists of some methods. So I am creating the method array1. Here I am initializing the array a1. I am creating the some array variable a1. I am storing the values 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I am system.out.println the elements are. So I am going to print that elements. So to print an array, I am using the for each loop. So int x array name. So here I am printing %d x. So here I am using the printf system.out.printf. So why? Because it's a formatted output. We can use the println also, print also, but I want output to be formatted. That means tab space or two spaces left, like that we can adjust the output. For this purpose we are using the printf. So whenever you use the printf, we have to use the format specifier. The format specifier is %d. Why? Because x, the variable x is of type int. For this purpose we are using %d, or else simply we can use the println or print. So this is my package. I have closed the for loop, closed the uh, method, and I have closed the array. So this is one class. So this is one class. So the package consists of a class. So that is the definition of the package. The package consists of a class. So the class consists of methods. The class consists of variables and methods. So this is the one class. So check here, we don't have any main class here. We don't have any main method here. Public static void main. We don't have any main method here. So after creating the package, we have to compile it. We have to compile it. Command line cmd. After writing the package, we have to compile. So the folder, where is the folder location? The folder location is my package. The folder name is my package. So we have to go to the folder cd space my package, cd space my package. So the folder exists in the Java. So 1 minute. cd space desktop, cd space Java. So in this we have the my package folder. So cd space my package, cd space my package. So here we have to compile the package Java C. The file name is array1.java. So there is no errors. So we have placed this package in this folder, my package folder. So that's why my directory, I have changed the directory. So while compiling the packages, we have to check the directories also. We have to check the directory. Then we have to compile. So this is my package. So here I am going to so here So check this program. So this is a package. So here I am not executing anything. So here the main method is not yet implemented here. So the package consists of the classes. So this package must be used by another classes. This package must be used by the another classes. So here main method is not written. So in the while creation of the packages, remind that we don't have any driver class. That means we don't have any main method, public static void main. So that application program will have the public static void main. The application program will have the public static void main. So the application program will create some variables or to create some objects. By using that objects, we can access these methods. By using of that object, we can access the methods. So this is the procedure to be followed in the creation of the packages. So first step is we have to create the folder. So in that folder, the folder name should be same as the package name. So in that folder, we have to create a file. We have to create the files. We have to create the class files. So I have created the class file here. So this program or this class can be used by another classes, another program. So let us check that one. So let us see this program. So this is the program. I want to use the created package. So I have created the package, my package. So here I have to import that package. So why? Because I have to, I want to use the classes in that package. So the package name is my package. So import my package dot asterisk. Import my package dot asterisk. That means the classes available in the package are imported to our program. So this is our main class, a main. So public static void main method. I have the main method. So here I am going to create an object obj1 of type array1 of type array1. So array1 is a class name. So in this program we have you created any class, any array1 class? So in this program we have not created the array1 class. So array1 class is available in the package, my package. Array1 class is available in the, so check here, array1 pack. So this is the array1 package, array1 class. So the array1 class is available in the my package. So now in this program, I am going to let us check the two programs, package program and application program. So these two programs can be named as this is the package program. So this is the package. So this is the application program. So we have created a package and we are importing that package here. So we have created a package and then we are importing that package. So here array1. So array1 is a class. The class is available in the my package. So this is array1 is defined here. So we are going to use that class. We are going to use that class. So I have creating an object obj1 of type array1. The class name is array1. So this is the creation of object. So through this object, through this object, I am going to access the method. So here I have created the method array1. Here I have created the method array1. So I am going to access that method. So I am invoking the method obj1 dot array1. So I have to access through the object. So here object is obj1. So here method name is array1. So this is the importing of the packages and creation of the our own packages. So let us check the output. So here for the directory is at my package, but the programs are available in the Java package, Java folder. The application program is available in the Java program, Java folder. So go to the Java folder. Go to the Java folder. So here the application program is available at the Java folder. So we have to change the directory. After that, we have to compile the program amain.java. So the program is compiled. Execute the program. Run the program. Java.amain. So there the elements are 1, 2, 3, 4. Check the output 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this application program, we have not given the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Just we are importing the package. The numbers are available in the package, my package. So we are importing into our program. So here nowhere we have written the 1, 2, 3, 4 array. So the contents are available in the package. So here in this package, I have written this one. In this package, I have written this one. So this is the usage of the user defined packages. So do you have any doubts in this? So creation of the package and then importing that package to our programs. So do you have any doubts? So let us practice one more thing. This is very, very important. So creation of our own packages. So let us practice one more thing. Let me write one more program. So see the step-by-step procedure what I am going to do. So let us here. So in the desktop, I am going to create the new folder. The folder name is suppose calculator. Calculators. So I am going to create a package of name calculator. I'm going to create the package calculator. So double click on it. New. Suppose or we can use the edit plus. So click on the edit plus. New. Click on the edit plus. So here I am going to create the package. PAC package. Package is a keyword. Package is a keyword, and I am going to create the package calculator. Calculator is a package name. So this is the syntax for creation of the package. So let us save it. Then we will get the, so the class name is, let's say calc.java. So the class name is calc.java. So where it has to be stored in the desktop. In the desktop, I have created the folder calculator. So in this, the program has to be saved. Calculator. So here I am creating the class. The class name is calc. The class name is calc. So this is the class I am going to create. So here I am creating some methods like void add. So for addition, we needed two variables int a comma b. So I am going to return. If you want, you can return the value int. Int. So it will return a plus b. So it will return a plus b. So this is my method. So the calc method consists of add. So here I am going to create another method int sub. Per se sub. Here I am passing some variables int a comma b. So I am returning a minus b. I am using the minus operator. So this is the method. Then I am creating the another method, division, int a comma b. So for division, the result may be some floating point values. So per se, it may be double into a comma b. So I am performing return a by b, return a by b. So this is division method. And then multiplication. So multiplication means integer will come into a comma into b. So here, so I will return a asterisk b. So this is my multiplication method. So in the calc, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and then we may have the modulo. So modulo, it can be integer, into a comma into b. So here I am going to perform the modulus operation. Return a modulo b. So this is my class. So I have closed the class. So I am going to create the calculator package. In that package, I am going to create a class calc. We may have the another classes. Also. So I have created a single class. The class consists of so many methods. The class consists of so many methods. So this is the creation of the package. This is let's save this one. So this is the creation of the package. So this is the syntax for creation of the package. So let us check the folder. So this is the folder calculator. So in this I have created the file calc Java file calc. So I have written the code here. So let us compile it. So the folder is at the calculator folder is at desktop. In the desktop I have the folder calculator. So let us check the directory. The directory is at Java. So go to the desktop. So here I have to compile the Java program. So in the desktop, the folder name is calculator. CD space calculator. So the directory is at calculator. Now we will compile the program. So Java C, the program name is calc.java. So the package is compiled. So this is the creation of the package. So this is the up to this, the creation of the package is completed. Then we have to use that package. For this, we are writing the programs in Java folder. We are writing the programs in Java folder. So here, create one file. Suppose let us save this one. We will get the colors. So where we have to save this one? Java folder. In the desktop, we have the Java folder. So here I am going to save all the programs. So the main class name is for say calc main. Let us say calc main.java. Save this one. Calc main.java. So in this program, we are going to import that calculator package. I have to import that calculator package. So I am going to import space the package name is calculator. Import calculator. So if you know the class name is calc. If you know the class name, you can use this syntax. If you don't know the class name, use the asterisk. Then all the classes available in this package will be imported to our program. So this is our program. This is our application program. So here we are going to write our logic. So let us start. I am creating the class. The main class is calc main. So this is the main class. So public static void main. So public static void means string args array of arguments, and then so I have to create the object. So the object name is obj1. So obj1 is an object name. So what is the class name? The object is of type calc. We have to know the class name. So here we have only one class, calc. So we have to create the object of type calc. Calc space object1 is equal to new calc. So this is the creation of the object. So now we are going to call the methods. We are going to invoke the methods. The methods are add, sub, mul, and so we have so many methods. So let us call the methods. Obj1 dot add. Obj1 dot add comma. So I have to pass the parameters 10 comma 20. The add method consists of int a comma int b. That means you have to pass the parameters. obj1 dot sub 30 20. Then obj1 dot addition subtraction multiplication 2 into 5. Then I am invoking the method division 55 by 5 55 5. Next I have created the method mod, I think mod 55 mod 5. So these are the methods. I am closing the main method. I am closing the main class. So save this one. So this is my application program. So here I am going to use the package, calculator package. I am going to use the calculator package. So here add method, sub method, mul method, div method, mod method, all these methods are not yet created here. All these methods have definitions in the calc class. All these methods have definitions in the calc class. So that's why we are importing the calc class. But calc class is in calculator package. So we are importing that package. Import calculator.calc. So here I am going to invoke the methods. So let us compile and execute the program. So compilation, the folder is at the application program is at cd space Java. So in Java folder we have the program. So Java C, the program name is calc main.java. So there are some errors. So let us check this one. Package calculator does not exist. So let us check the naming. The calculator. Let us check the spellings once. Calc. Calculator. So let us make this as public. Let us make the package class as public. Save and compile. So the folder is cd space. In the desktop we have the calculator. So here I have to compile the Java C calc.java. So the program compiled. So change the directory to Java. So in this Java C calc main.java. So let us check the application program. So this program is okay. application program is a Java folder. Calc main. Calculator. So let us check this error. So package calculator does not exist. So have you identified any error here? సో వేరే ఫోల్డర్స్లో ఉన్న ప్రాబ్లం ఏమీ రాదు, మనం డైరెక్టరీ చేంజ్ చేసాం కదా. సో లెట్ us చెక్ వన్స్ దట్ వన్ ఆల్సో. సో ఇది జావా ఫోల్డర్లో ప్లేస్ చేద్దాం. ఈ ప్యాకేజ్ని, క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ అనే ప్యాకేజ్ క్రియేట్ చేసాం కదా, ఈ ప్యాకేజ్ని జావా ఫోల్డర్లో ప్లేస్ చేద్దాం. జావా ఫోల్డర్లో ప్లేస్ చేద్దాం. సో జావా ఫోల్డర్లో ప్లేస్ చేశాను క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ని. సో ఇప్పుడు సిడి స్పేస్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ కంపైల్ చేద్దాం ఒకసారి. జావా సి క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ డాట్ జావా. క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ ఏంటి, ఫైల్ నేమ్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ కాదు కదా, జావా సి క్యాల్సి డాట్ జావా. సో కంపైల్ అయింది. సో ఇప్పుడు జావా ఫోల్డర్కి వెళ్దాం. జావా ఫోల్డర్లో ప్రోగ్రామ్ కంపైల్ చేద్దాం. జావా సి క్యాల్సి మెయిన్ డాట్ జావా. So we have some errors. Add int comma int is not public in calc. So make that method as public. So we are getting errors regarding this one. So here public. So this method has default. That means we are that the default access specifier means we are getting some errors regarding the access specifiers. So make these packages as public. Make these packages as public. So in the next class, we will get to know the access specifiers of the packages. Public. So make all these methods as public. That means it means any package, the program in any package can access these methods. So save this one, compile it once, cd space cal 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 calculator. So java c calc.java. So no errors. So go to the java folder, java c, file name is calcmain.java. It's not public in plus. The program is, I think, not saved. So here saved. Let us see. Calcmain. So this is okay. So the calculator, calc method. So here make all these methods as public. Public, 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 public. So make all these methods as public. So save the program. So program is saved. So compile it here, cd space calculator, cd java, compile that package java c. The package name is calc.java. So the program is compiled. So go to the java folder here. So compile a java java c space calcmain.java. So the program is compiled. So let us execute this one. Java calcmain Java calcmain. So the output is not displayed. The program is executed. So the output is not displayed. I think we don't return any printf statement. We don't return any printf statement. So let us write that one. Let us write that in the main class. So the main class is calcmain in this. So make it as, so the output can be stored in, suppose, int k. So system dot out dot println k. So print k. So let us print that one. Only single statement. File, save. So program is saved. Let us compile it again. Java C calcmain. Program is compiled. Run it. So the output is displayed. Addition of two numbers 10, 20 displayed. So if you return the, if you write this printf statements, then you will get the output. You will get the output. You can write the system.out.println here. So this is how you can create the package and import the packages. So here we get this problem in accessing. That means access modifiers, public, static, public, private, protected. So in the packages, we have to use very carefully. The maximum packages we have to make the all classes and all methods as public, so that all other packages can access those classes. So this is in the next class we will discuss the access specifier. So while writing the packages and while importing the packages, we have to take care of this access modifiers. So this is all about creation of our own packages. So do you have any doubts in this? Hope you can you understand this one, but you have to check the folders, creation of the folders. Let's check that one. So create a package of your own and import that package into your programs. So thank you. So if you have any doubts, we can discuss in the next class. So in tomorrow's class, we will check the access modifiers, the packages. The very important concept is access specifiers. So for this program also, we don't get the output because of some accessing problems, access modifiers problems. So we have make the all the package, all the contents of the packages as public, and we get the output. So thank you. We'll continue in the next class.